Alright, so we should be good here. Basically, all I'm doing right now is just removing some scenery. Don't really need it. I can put rides there instead. And obviously, I gain money from doing that as well, as you can see. I also removed all the access points to the sort of perimeter around the castle. There's really no reason that anyone needs to go up there. It just makes people lost and feel sad and stuck and alone. So, got rid of that. And, oh, missed one. There we go. Also get rid of all the random scenery and stuff here. Get these guys out of here. That's what, like 150 bucks, 114. Still pretty good. Okay. Geez, already raining again. My goodness. Alright. Alright. Fill these in. No one even knew what happened. There was never a castle here. You had no idea. Alright, so... Not sure who's tuning in now versus who's tuning in before, but basically my objective here for this castle scenario is 1,500 guests in my park. I cannot let the park rating drop below 700 at any time. That is a problem because I have one guest and my park rating is 0. So I've got about 6 or 7 weeks to bump that up to 700. It's going to start showing up in the little notification box down at the bottom of the screen. You will see it eventually because there's no way to get it to 700 immediately. What we're going to do here is we're going to, for all the incoming guests, we're going to make it as nice and pleasant as possible. We're going to give them an information kiosk because it's going to be raining. They're going to need some umbrellas. Throw in a hat stall here. Keep their head dry from the rain that way as well. Make it green, I guess. Sure. Not that this bumps up park rating, but, you know, benches. It's nice for people to have some place to sit. And again, since it is raining, we'll add some what are technically considered some indoor rides here. Keep the pathway green just because the thing is green. Make that gray. That looks good. And nothing builds up park value like a roller coaster. So we'll do that as well. Get an inverted hairpin coaster. Those things are cheap. They're pretty compact. And they're still very exciting in terms of their rating. I mean, most coasters are, unless you're a Heartline Twist coaster, but the less we talk about those coasters, the better. Just get something kind of quick here. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it because, again, I am kind of against the clock at this point here. We'll definitely get something that people are going to want to ride. There we go. Kind of wraps around itself. I like that. Can I have that? No, I can't. I can do that, though. That's even better. We'll just kind of swing that guy around. That works. Did I box myself in? Okay, no, I think we're okay. Yep, there we go. First notification. I have 4 weeks to raise the park rating, but we've already got 32 guests and it's at 473 currently, so I'm pretty happy with that so far. Let's get this thing tested, see if it works. Beam it up. I like that brown. That's a good brown. Looking good so far. Ooh, okay. I was hoping it would clear that, and it did. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That was close, but we did it. We got it over that second hill. Good stats, good stats. The question is, can I get it to go under there? I cannot. Okay, so we'll just kind of build it out. Fill some space there. Oh, there we go. That's not what I was doing. Actually, since that's dirt, we'll make that dirt. Dirt for dirt, as they say. They don't say that. Oh yeah, people are buying umbrellas left and right. I know. We're getting better, though. We're almost there. 653. I'm not sure why it's illustrated by a gigantic decline. Because that is not what we're doing here. Build a trebuchet ride. People love trebuchets. I know I like trebuchets. They won't want to ride it in the rain, but that'll work. Pop Q-line TV. Couple Q-lines here. Never know. Oh yeah, I forgot to take my loan down. Alright, so now we don't have that pesky loan interest getting in the way. Not that it was, but one less thing to worry about. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't bump up the funding to maximum. That's why I wasn't getting so many things. We don't have any transport rides, so definitely leaving that ticked. Basically, I'll leave everything ticked except for roller coasters, because A, I've already built one, and B, we've got a pretty decent and, more importantly, a cheap selection here. I'll probably build a Battering Ram Coaster next, just because those are basically like spiral roller coasters, but with themed cars. Those usually get some really good excitement ratings. Yeah, 630. I mean, I think that's... yeah, that's pretty much the same excitement that I got for this, so... and a maze. Ooh, not amazing. Not amazing, not good. I would build a mace ride, but I'm worried about the nausea rating, especially because I don't currently have a first aid room. One of the nice things about Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 that improved on the first one was that they added first aid rooms, because that was definitely a bad thing for your parks, was guests throwing up all over the place. And they fortunately were able to address that in the second game with their first aid room inclusion. So now that's no longer really an issue, but until you have that first aid room, still would like to avoid a park full of puke, because that means I gotta hire handymen, and I don't want to do that for as long as possible, just to save as much money. So in the meantime, I think we'll build a circus. Where's a good spot? Where's a good spot? Build it off to the side here. That'll work. Funny thing is, that's a fairly decent queue line, and it's still not going to technically be long enough for the amount of guests that this circus holds. This bad boy can hang 30 people inside of it, so there's 4 people that can fit per queue line thing here, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, you know, but I've never actually even seen a circus all the way full up, because the only problem with the circus is it's extremely boring, which is weird, because it's a circus. You'd think it'd be a little bit more exciting, but I digress. Let's build this path around the dirt here, so we can kind of connect back up to that. Over here, people don't have to walk back the same way they came. And look at that, boys. 8:02, we made it. Good to go. Hardest part is pretty much done now. Once your park's up and running and, you know, things are going smoothly like they are, you're really not going to have to worry about the park rating dipping anymore at that point. Let's do a save here since we are all good to go. Next time, yeah, these guys spill out of here. I'm going to bump this back up to 12, just because I wasn't planning on keeping it that way for very long, just until we got some more guests. Gentle Ride coming in 2 weeks. Don't know what that's going to be yet. Let's preemptively kind of build a food court here. I feel like we've got some okay enough additions so far. Not going to open them yet. Where's the entrance? There it is. It's hard to tell what's the front view of that. Let's get one. Well, I guess for theming's sake, we'll do this one. You always want to raise the price a little bit, because the default that they give you, they're going to tell you ad nauseum that that price is a really good value. So, always bumping it up about 40-50 cents usually does the trick. You want to have your restrooms close by, because once they eat or drink, it's got to go out somewhere. So, never want to build those too far away. And then we'll add some more benches, and I guess these little barrels are supposed to be the litter bins. What a very British term. I just say trash can. Always use some more benches. People love sitting down. Excuse me. Still getting over sinus infection, so I apologize for my perceived nasaliness here. For those who have never heard myself talk before, I don't normally sound like this, I promise. There we go. I already got a pretty good selection of benches and stuff here, but let's double down on the other side here too, because people are going to want to do that. I like to alternate bench, trash can, bench, trash can. I think that should be alright. Let's do those two for trash cans too. Just because if you don't build as many, they'll overflow pretty quickly. Forgot to add a bench here. Let me make those into more themed benches. Yeah, we already got some sick people there. It's not a terrible nausea rating, but not the best either. What's that? Oh, merry-go-round, okay. That should be good. That's another indoor ride, which will help because of all the rain here. Yeah, nothing. What are people saying about my park? The umbrella's a really good value. Well, now it's not. Perfect. They want to go home. Oh, I gotta build this merry-go-round just to spite those people now. Let's see. Oh, this'll work. I like that. Let's actually make this a canvased entrance. Make that white. Yeah. Yeah, that works. Alright. That's going to raise the excitement rating as well, building a ride and pathway so close to the roller coaster here, so just narrowly avoided the devil's excitement rating there of 666. That's a shame. I was really trying to hit that there. No, I wasn't, but officially handyman time, and we've got enough rides. I think we can pop a mechanic in there as well. Let's put a restroom down here. People won't be needing to use them yet. They really don't use them until they start eating and drinking stuff first. With that being said, pop a funnel cake shop down here. This is a good place for it, I would say. Just gotta throw down some benches and such first. Perfect. Now we got a nice little seated area. I'll build a probably like a legit lemonade stall there in a second, but won't really need it until people are hungry and thirsty. I think it's time for second roller coaster. We still got 14,464 to work with. Let's do that Battering Ram Coaster. I don't want to build it in the same spot, kind of over here, so yeah, let's just use this big ol' area over here, kind of bring people over to the second half of the park. Nice long station platform. These Battering Ram Coaster carts are quite large, so you really want to get as many of them in there as possible. The all-important on-ride photos section, those are very underrated. Especially in a park like this, where, as you'll notice with the other rides, there's no admission price. Because everyone's paying through the admission price for the park. Every scenario in Roller Coaster Tycoon, Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, it's going to be one or the other. Either they get into the park for free and they pay for rides, or they get into the park for a fee and all the rides are free. So in scenarios like this where you have all the rides being free, these on-ride photo sections, I don't know necessarily if they offset the cost of building roller coasters, but considering coasters are usually like anywhere from $3 to, easily $10,000, $12,000, you can milk just about $3 a person out of an on-ride photo. You profit $2.80 if you bump it up to $3. I mean, you could make it $3.20, make it at even $3, but you're more likely to sell more if you leave them right around here, I found. So that's like a good compromise. And like I said, you get a majority of that money back over time, so it's always a good investment. Because you can't make money off the roller coasters otherwise. 150, yeah, that'll be able to clear it. Won't be able to clear that, though. Oh, I can do that. That's smart. Oh, not that, though. No? Well, let's do this, then. That'll work. And then we dip it down. Perfect. I like that. Just got to make those turns nice and wide. Don't want the G-forces to melt their brains or anything. Generally speaking, a roller coaster where the guests involuntarily wet themselves and black out uncontrollably. Not really setting yourself up for a high profit margin there. See if I can go under that. Yeah, there we go. Can't go up from there, though. Down about, what, 6,000? Yeah, because we had 14, and now I'm at 8, so... we'll kind of turn this back around here. Ooh, okay, stomach. Let's do, well... let's do one of these guys. And then we cap it off like so. Actually, I think that should be okay, because what I'm going to do is... come on, delete, thank you. Yeah, that'll work. We'll put one themed item here, I guess. A little sword and a stone action going on. No. Let's do 3 cars. That might be too long. No, that's actually perfect. Yep. So you can't adjust the lift hill speed for the Battering Ram coasters. It's only going to be 7 miles an hour. I feel like we could probably make this like a brown, like a dark brown. That works. Let's get a better angle of this here. Looking good, looking good. Oh yeah, perfect. G's are pretty solid. Lateral G's, barely any. Obviously we're going to make that a brown entrance there. Pop a couple QTVs. Oh, what am I doing? Theming. Well, blammo. Ah, wow. That's awesome. Completely identical excitement ratings. That's funny. Maybe this game is just accidentally superstitious or something. Yeah, look at this park rating go. I'm riding pretty steady here now. Usually you want to, I mean, it's not like a fantastic rule of thumb, but usually admission price is number of rides per attraction, give or take a buck or two. But I like to either rise it in $5 increments, so let's see if the people are hungry yet. They still want to go home, and they're lost? Oh. I missed that. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, though. Like, you let people wander up there, and they get lost. I can't find the parking. Not only is he lost, he is upset about it. Well, can't really see what I'm doing here, so... Your wish shall be granted. Okay, and then we'll get rid of this. We'll drop that guy down. He's gonna land safely, I promise. Of course, now the issue is they're all stuck down there. Yep, yeah, people are walking around. Dang it! Just when you think you got all your bases covered, you forgot one base. That's gonna be too time-consuming to do. So I'm just gonna leave that as the only entrance and exit. The best value park in the country. Well, I appreciate that. I'd like to think so. I'll take the scenery off there. Best thing I can do is just kind of like gradually... Actually, you know what we can do? Pop that little sign down. Do not enter. So people can't go in, but they can come out. And we just kind of let that resolve itself over time. In the meantime, we can get rid of these, because they serve no purpose. We'll leave that for now. Got more important things to worry about. Mainly, I have a cash machine coming in 6 days. And I had an enterprise built in the meantime. That's going to make a lot of my guests throw up. Yeah, okay. Maybe bump it down to 10. Guests are getting lost or stuck. Yeah, I know. Definitely gonna put a bench there and there. Because they will throw up. Look at this nausea rating. It's insane. It's like astronomically bad. Looking good so far on the nausea front. I don't see any puke yet. Oh, speak of the devil. Handyman 1 is already on it. That's why I hired this guy. He's got a keen sense of smell. He knows where the danger is. Ooh, this has already got a full queue line. Bump the waiting time down to 5 seconds. That way they don't have to wait so long for the train to leave. That'll bump up the customer per hour. I know it just went down as soon as I said that, but it will go back up. I've already sold 69 on-ride photos. Nice. Making $5,700 an hour, and that's only from the on-ride photos, because I'm not making a profit from admission at all. So, that's pretty choice. You can see that reflected here in the overall profits in the financial summary here. Shop sales, it does fall under shop sales, so even though this isn't just included as the on-ride photo, it also includes the information kiosk, the profits from the park maps and umbrellas. Generally, I'm making about almost 300 here, but it's going up. And so the people, yep, they're hungry. Alright, open the floodgates. Wait, hang on, not that one. This one. Open all. Perfect. Let's actually cut that out. Just want to build through that, just so we can add some extra benches. Because if that's going to be our little food court area, we're going to need as many seats as possible. Surprised there's really no nausea over here at all. But that's a good thing to be surprised about. Things are good, things are good. Let's actually pop another one of these guys here. Just because making them go all the way around for the one entrance is kind of asinine. Really thought I plugged all those holes up. That's a shame. Coming for you. Ah, yeah, he's leaving the park too. Ugh. At least he's still at least semi-interested in what the park has to offer. I'll drop him off with Trebuchet Rat if he wants to go there so bad. At least they're making a little bit of money deleting all these pathways here. Alright, fellas, come on. I got all day. Got a stream to do. Buddy, come on. What is your energy level? Oh, no, he's gonna die. Get this man some sugar. Any pedestrians? Not really. I can let him wander aimlessly. These guys are all leaving the park anyway, it doesn't matter. Oh, no, never mind. That person's extremely excited to be here. They're like, I don't know where I am, but I'm having a great time. That's a pretty good shot down there. I think we'll be okay. So the cash machine come in. That's not going to be super useful, but I will leave it by the front here. Just because once I bump up the price, like now for instance, once it gets up to like $40, $50, they're really only going to bring like $60, $65 usually in their pocket to the park, and if 90% of that goes to the ticket to the park in the first place, then they're going to need a cash machine. So almost done with the drink stall. That's pretty good. I don't want to just give people lemonade. I want to give the people choice. And also, yeah, what the heck? We'll build that mace ride. If I'm okay building the the Enterprise, I can build this as well. I'll just call this you know, not the old nausea corner or something. Definitely gonna need to hire a second handyman very soon, though. It's only a matter of time. Decent profits out of the funnel cake shop. People say it's reasonably priced. Full line here, so we'll go to 5 seconds then. So very quickly, not devolves, but kind of just goes into like micromanaging city here. So many little things you gotta worry about. Oh yeah, that peak was over here this whole time. Ah! That's why. Okay, that too. You're grounded, all of you. Alright, well, now I can safely say all the plugs have been pulled. All the holes have been plugged. I'm tired. I'm not feeling great. Can you tell? Let's, put the coasters back, just because I'm going to build a third one here. This will be a junior coaster, and before we do, I'm going to save it. Let's build on the other side here. This would be a good spot. It's always kind of confused me that junior coasters tend to be one of the more intense coasters in the Roller Coaster Tycoon repertoire. Like, they do steep drops. Usually their stats, like these pre-designed ones, 530 for intensity, 620 for intensity, and 550. That's crazy. If I'm going on Goofy's Barnstormer at Walt Disney World, it's not going to have that high of an intensity, I'll tell you that much. Excitement always goes up when you build rides over other rides. I'm not sure if that'll be too high up to get any excitement for the Battering Ram Coaster, but if you were to say build it just like that, and then like that, I know that would bump it up. Yeah, 675. It's just you build it up too high, and it doesn't affect it if it's too high off the ride. $145. I don't know if that's gonna clear it at that point, which is why I'm gonna do a down helix here. We will see. And that's not gonna work either. No on-ride photo for this one, unfortunately. Usually the cheaper option coasters like this one and I believe like the mini coaster and stuff like that. It's just not going to have those options just because the cheapness of the coaster is offset by the fact that you can't turn a profit off of it in scenarios like this. Am I not be able to go straight? Aw. I could do an S-bend though, but I have to do another S-bend, right? Ah, it's not going to work. Darn. The safest park in the country. Oh, huzzah! Go me. That's not going to go through. Nope. Oh, look at this. Look at this squeeze through. Oh, man. I won't be able to go around this, though, so we may have some issues. I think what I'll do is I'll just do that. That's a nice little compromise. Hook it up that way. Obviously, the log trains. Normally, they have a ladybird train as well. Ooh, that's way too long. That works better. They usually have ladybird trains as well you can choose from, but with it being medieval themed, it's not going to give you that. Let's drop him off here. Again, surprisingly doing well with the lack of throw up here. Oh, there we go. So we'll see how this goes. Drop this guy down here. Like I said, I'm worried about that one coming up right here if he's got enough clearance. Oh, wow. Oh my, oh my. Oh, this is even worse, actually. Well, that'll make it too, but I guess all good roller coasters do kind of need a little bit of a slowdown section. You don't just want it to be in your face all the time. But yeah, minute 15. Let's knock that down. Let's bump this up to 6 miles an hour. Right-click on it to reset it so it tests it again without the test results. Oh no, roto drop. Definitely going to build one of these things. These things are great. I love roto drops. But let's wait. Still not great, but it's better. And obviously once it's full of guests, it does actually go faster as a train full of people rather than an empty train. Yeah, so we knocked it down by 10 seconds, the overall time. I'm pretty happy with that. And the excitement stats and the intensity stats are going to be a little bit higher because of that as well, because it does go a little bit faster overall. Excitement rating, not that good, actually. Still very intense, though. And we did get the excitement uptick on the Battering Ram Coaster. That was 667, now it's 683, so... I wonder how much worse it would have been for the Junior Coaster if it didn't do that little loop there. Hang on, what are we at? 496. Sometimes building pathways underneath. I know that seems really long and, like, needlessly circuitous, but... for coasters, man, sometimes you need that. Yeah, I bumped it up to 511. Which means... okay. Get rid of that so it doesn't look as stupid. Boom. High. Now it's high, baby. I'm okay with that now. These are doing great. Are these fairly priced? You can't find it. That's not my problem. It's because you're, like, up on the scaffolding here. Everyone seems content with that. Is the soup too expensive? Yeah. One person says it's too much, but... seem to be also selling 48 of them. Let's knock it down 10 cents. See what that does. Oh, I did see. See the little white dot on the square here with the barrel? One's not white, the other's white. That white means it's full. You really gotta have an eagle eye for kind of that stuff. People are dropping trash. Unacceptable. Oh yeah, look at all that puke. Gotta clear that up. Nothing knocks out your park rating faster than this path is disgusting. What's next? Shop or stall? Okay. Oh yeah, we're gonna build a rotor drop. Let's do that. Yeah, we can do that over here. Don't really have that many rides here except the roller coaster, so... let's extend that out. Nothing to really modify with the roto drop here. It's pretty much just as is. Oh, I can do that one. Let's do that then. I just want to have like a fairly separate exit so I have enough pathway to put benches and stuff on, because people are going to need that. Bang, bang, bang. Now people will stop littering, hopefully, over here. Can't trust them to do nothing. Actually, will not put any Q-line TVs, because as you'll notice here, ride time 14 seconds. That's real time. It's not in-game, so... still doing very well. Ooh! Coming up on 300 on-ride photos. Yeah, I know, they still can't find it. Again. Aw, look at this guy, he's so sad. This guy, too. I'm sorry, your internal GPS is just so stupid. Oh, this guy's got nothing. He's got nothing going on. Drop him off over at the soup. Maybe he'll get revitalized by some soup. Oh, come on. Why won't it, like, attach? There we go. So I think that's everybody that was on this little section here. Should be good to go. Yay, my first aid room came in. Excellent. That's really going to help out. Alright, get rid of that guy. Perfect. We're going to add 2 of these right away. First one's going to go over here. And the second one, we're going to add by the roto drop. These people love them some roto drops. It was great. But it makes you puke. So, we're going to offset that. I'll do brown. I know that yellow actually looked pretty good. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Yeah, this one, the Mace Ride, even worse. I don't know why anybody would go on that. And that's just as bad as well, so... yeah, that should offset most of it. There's still definitely going to be some puke going on. That's just a fact of life. I mean, that's not even, like, specific to Roller Coaster Tycoon, you know, that's just, like, a life lesson. Unfortunately, I gotta build some benches around that now, because building the first aid room took away the bench for the entrance for it, so... that should be okay, I think. Doesn't look like we have any graffiti issues, or not necessarily graffiti, but vandalism, I mean. Normally you'll see, like, benches broken or busted, but people seem to be happy, which is good. I am nothing if not a gracious host. Yeah, see, no profit otherwise. You're literally dipping into the negatives here without an on-ride photo. Where is this guy? Bing, bang, boom. So, never underestimate the power of a good on-ride photo. So we're gonna plug those holes too. Just looks nice, that's all. We're almost halfway to our goal. We're at about 663 guests, climbing pretty steadily. Park rating, again, steady, 866. That's going to climb once we get all the people that are still stuck up here. If there are anybody. Are there anybody? Is there anybody? Subject-verb agreement's important, kids. Stay in school. Yeah, I think we actually got rid of everybody. Oh, no, we got... Was that a guy down here that I saw? Nope. They all left. Alright. Cool. Told you that problem would resolve itself. Yeah, we'll get rid of that since there's no need for it anymore. The fun thing about deleting paths underground is that if there's someone on the path that you delete underground, they fall off the path and get pulled into the void, and you never hear from them again. And it doesn't say that they drowned or died. Your guest thing just goes down by 1, mysteriously. So that's a thing that can happen in this game. Just randomly, chillingly morbid stuff. But, you know, try to avoid that here. Like I said, I'm a gracious host, so... Not exactly a banner you can hang over your park. We don't let our guests fall into the void. I think they assume it's just kind of a given. Alright, 75 litters swept. It's so polite, litters swept. That's all the puke he's mopped up. What a guy, what a guy. If I could, I'd give him a pay raise, but you only give him 50 a month. Oh, we all know his worth is so much more. We'll leave him go after this little section of stuff here. Medieval theming. Huzzah! I don't need any more, though. So... Oh, but he's right here. I have to. Alright, so... Yeah, just the first aid room in the medieval theming. Let's do a little vintage car ride. I think that would be fun. Coaster broke down. Do we have enough mechanics for that? Is he? Okay, yeah, he answered it pretty quickly. I'll try to squeeze this in here. So we're at 512, we're already at 516. I'm pretty sure that's gonna go up. Yep, 522. I don't know if this is going to have that good of a rating, but worth a shot. Bump the roller coaster up next to it to 524 at least, so that's something. I think 5 cars ought to be good. Black with like a little... What should like the stripe accent be? That looks good. I think that canvas... I like that. There we go. Just because that puke is in my peripherals. Drop them off there. No one's going to ride this while it's raining, or while it's testing even. But fortunately it stopped already. Two of those should be good. The bins are starting to get full over here. See quite a few of them. I think we can afford, for sure, to hire a second guy at this point. Actually, you know what we can do? At least I think I'll do this for Handyman number 2. Did I put the thing there for that? No, I didn't. Handyman number 2 is going to get a special designated assignment here. He's going to get footpath traffic assigned. So he's only going to be able to go where these blue footprint path markers are, and not anywhere beyond that. Granted, this is still a majority of the park here, but more than that, it's all the problem areas, all the food court stuff. You know, puke over here, so I'm pretty happy with that. You can stay in that designated area while number 1 kind of just patrols the whole park. Yeah, definitely time for a price increase. Do 25. We're getting a coffee shop. Woohoo! It's going to be no more shops and stalls then. We're just getting drinks over and over and over. Do a save. How'd that ride turn out? Is it 0.34 or whatever? Or is it like 3.1? Yeah, 0.36. Yeah, it's not long enough to really be considered an exciting ride. But I've found that, especially if it's free, people will ride it regardless. Doesn't really matter too much. So, what do we want to build? What do we want to build? I don't really like the Black Death rides, because those are kind of hard to build in the sense, like, it's hard to make them exciting. The wooden coasters are good. I think I might end up building a wooden coaster. The floorless ones are much too expensive. You can see the cost in the bottom right corner there. That's just like a general understanding, because it says from 4,950, which basically means that if you're going to build like the absolute minimum size coaster possible, it's going to take about $5,000. But these big ones here, like if you want to make a decent looking one, this one here, 14,000, 25, and 23. So that's not great. These smaller coasters here, 2,000, 9,000, 4,000. And the inverted hairpin, even with scenery, it's under $4,000. So that kind of tells you all you need to know. Even with the jousting coaster here, 16,800 or 16,800. This has a ton of scenery and is 8,018. You take off the scenery with this button, cuts it in half. 47. So let's go ahead and do one of these guys here. Actually, let me fill this in first because I'm going to build it over here. I would build it kind of in this area, but I don't want to risk like bumping into the wall or anything like that. Because if you hit the wall, like your cart's gonna go right through it, the ride, and it's gonna knock the scenery out. I don't really want to have to worry about that. So. Plus, these things don't do the sharp turns that not the battering ram, the inverted hairpin coasters can do. I would have built another inverted hairpin coaster in this section over here, but that being said, I'll stick to over here. There's slightly more room. See, because I'll save it, and then I'll do an S-bend, and it takes those walls out. So, you don't want to do that. What? What the heck? Where'd the stuff go? What? What happened there? I can't access anything now. That's a little weird. Well, hey, I guess it's a good thing I saved. I may have to do an old-fashioned Control-Alt-Delete here. Bear with me, folks. There we are. Let's try that again. That was weird. That's the only problem with using OpenRCT instead of the regular Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. When you're dealing with open source code, it has a tendency to be kind of buggy, more so than the traditional game that we've come to know and love over the years. So, oh, that's gonna... Well, cut the corner piece off, but it still looks like a semblance of a ride here, or a... yeah, same thing again. Again, no on-ride photo here because it's one of the cheaper option coasters, but at least with this, it's pretty much like every coaster you build is like a mandatory like $5 increase for the park fee. So, and it does draw a lot of people on its own, honestly. So you've got that to work with as well. Unfortunately, with the Jousting Knights coaster, which is again essentially just a themed ride version of the steeplechase, there's no special elements. You just get the S-bend left and right. There's no like loops or uh, steep slopes or anything like that. You see, there's not even an option for steeper slopes because it's just single. I mean, it's single like you know cars or single trains rather. So you'll see in a second what I mean when I finish the coaster here. Oh, I can't do it that way. Well, let me do it that way. Oh, wait, actually. Why did I do it that way? That's weird. Now I can do it. And that works. That's what I'm trying to do. Oh no, my trebuchet. Get number one over here real quick. Can I do that, or is it going to cut it off? Yeah, it's going to cut it off. I think that's alright. I've certainly built worse coasters. There's a lot of room in the middle here still, but that can, honestly, if anything, just be used for other things. So, yeah, two riders per vehicle. They look like little horse-shaped vehicles. I like that. It looks kind of cute. We'll build the path out, but I think everything should be good. Testing it just in case. Just made that one. I think that was the highest one that I had, so we should be good from there. Yep. Cool beans. This one's not going to be super duper exciting. It's probably going to have like a high 4 in excitement, low 5 in intensity, and like a mid 3 in nausea. That's my guess. Oh, the excitement rating was higher than I thought. That's good. Probably because of the paths that it's next to. But that's good, though. That's good. That means that there's room for improvement still. And I've got a hypercoaster coming. Wow, okay. I should get rid of that. Hypercoasters are cool, but they're expensive, and they don't have any special track elements either. And unfortunately, you kind of have to build them from scratch, because the ones really you only get Blue Hurricane is like the one that's like pre-made already, and I don't have $31,000, so excuse me. We'll have to do something else here. Let's maybe build an oak barrel ride. Honestly, let's do that, because I can guide it through here a little bit. Let's build it down at the end here, the entrance to it. Guests are complaining about the disgusting state of path in my park. Oh wow, yeah, they really are. And it's not even where, it's like literally not where my my guy is at with all of his paths that he was set at. Well, at least he's doing his job then. That's what that means. Yeah, I had a feeling it was all going to be the source of that ride there. Kind of leveling off here with the guests. So, in the meantime, while we build that oak barrel ride, I'm going to do some promotion and let that kind of run, because you can do that over the course of several weeks. So yeah, I kind of got that figured out. We'll bump this up to 30 and do some promotion, like I said. Advertising for the park, we'll do 4 weeks. Let's do some free soup. Delicious. Yeah, that should do it for now. I don't want to overdo it. These are usually pretty cheap to build, these oak barrel rides. They're essentially like river rapid rides. You got your waterfalls, rapids. These do have on-road photo sections, which are good, and little whirlpools, which spin the cars around. It's going to knock this down, and I'm just going to have to be okay with that. At least the one nice thing about that is that it does get rid of the scenery, so it does offset the cost. Got a nice on-ride photo section opportunity there. And obviously this is gonna... Oh yeah, it already went up to 543. And I'm not even done like building into the heart of this thing either. That's pretty great. Kind of zoom this guy around here, curve around the very end. That's a good look. Can you do the waterfall? Perfect. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. I can make this work, though. That's pretty solid. Got 2 drops. Let's actually see if we can do one here, or if that's going to bump into the top. Nope, we're good. Cool, cool. A little extra excitement rating, never hurt anyone. Because they fit a lot of people. It's like 8 people, 8 times 6. You know, we're looking at... Oh, never mind. Wow. I don't know why I did that. Because 6 is, yeah, 6 is like a really good number. Let's actually do a log cabin style entrance for this one. Bumped it up all the way to 564. That's pretty good. Now it's even higher than the intensity rating for it. Circus 1. Yeah, we'll hire a second handyman as well. Just because he's now got a lot of ground to cover. And would you look at that? In the time that we built it, we went up by like 100 guests. And we've still got 2 weeks remaining on the main advertising campaign for the whole park. So... And we're only into June of year 2. I believe the years start in March. Because it's technically like park operating season in January, February, and then November, December. You know, places like Adventure Island and stuff, they always close down for the winter usually. So the years in Roller Coaster Tycoon universe run from March until October. So we're just barely into year 2, and we've already gotten halfway, more than halfway at this point, because we're only supposed to get 1,500. So I think we're doing pretty well. I'm happy with everything. We've still got a lot of space left. Still got this corner over here, got this little section. Got this spot right here, even over here as well. Only question is, what do we fill it with? So we've got 4 coasters. We got a River Rapids ride, which is it done? 493. That's pretty good. You know, we can do also... Yeah, I think we'll do it in this little section here. Trying to figure how I should work this here. Do like a cookie shop, which the profit on these things are terrible because they're just cookies, so we'll just do 110. And then we'll do a toffee apple market thing here. Make people come to that. That's just as bad. We'll do a coffee stall right there. These have better profit margins. And then we'll throw another restroom over here as well. Let's just stick one here, just in case people go that way with their food, and then another one over here. Yeah, we kind of got both ends covered. Oh, keep doing that. Okay. That looks good, I think. Maybe we'll put a little wall around it here. Makes it look a little bit nicer. Put that down to 5. Only 2. Yeah, they're definitely more cookie fans. I don't blame them. I would be too. So we're kind of sort of making profits month to month. It depends on whether I'm building coasters or not. Obviously, we haven't taken out any loans yet. All the scenery, that's going to keep us from needing to do that if money does get low. But with the marketing that I did last month, not only did it basically double the amount of park entrance tickets, but it doubled it for this month too, because it just ended about a week or so ago. So we'll do like some half-price entry to the park, just a little bit of promotion here, and then to kind of promote the candy apple stall, we'll do 3 weeks of that as well, free candy apples. Get them all over here to this side of the park. 2 minutes. That's not terrible. What are we looking at? A monorail. Heck yeah. Oh, that was the only transport ride it was going to give me. I would have figured it would have been like a chairlift or something instead of a monorail. Monorail's a little too modern for a medieval-themed park, in my opinion, but bring the roller coaster back on here. And yes, we are going to build a monorail. We are also going to save first, because these are money suckers. They're not terribly expensive with the cost in the corner there of $15.50, but it obviously is going to depend on the size of the park and the scope of just exactly where you want the monorail to go. You know, if you just want it to be like one kind of shuttle just from the center of the park, like just from one edge to the other, something like that, or if you want to do like more traditional Disney World kind of thing where it's like 5 or 6 different stops. I think here we're looking at a good compromise as far as like we can build multiple stops, but it's not going to cost an arm and a leg to do it. I'm thinking we kind of use these unused corners here. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. So we'll do 4. Four station squares. Really? The hat stall's in the way? This will be the second station, just so we can drop people off next to the coaster. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we'll be good there. Although to be fair, I do maybe want to add, because I'm just worried about the access to it. What if we do that? That might work. And then we can just move this over. I don't think they're going to mind. We'll put this on top of the pathway, just so we're not using up any extra space that I might want to use to build a ride later. This will be the tricky one here. I don't know if I want to put it in here or somewhere else. I tell you what we'll do. We'll compromise. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got to go back over the first aid room here. And now we're up to 1,000 guests. Heck yeah. Now we're really cooking with gas. I think we'll get this by the end of year 2. I think we got this in the bag. So we got 1, 2, 3 stops. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Oh. Well, that's an issue, but also an easily fixable issue. Because who really cares, man? Gonna add our entrances and exits accordingly. Which these will need to be changed as well, the footpath for this. But that'll happen in a second. And then this one, that shouldn't be an issue. Actually, you know what? Probably modify that. That's what I'm thinking here. Is we do that, and then we bump that down. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. This guy here will have the exit be where the other exit already is. So that way people aren't exactly flocking to it or anything. Oh yeah, oh wow. I don't need that many though. Did it really make that many? It really made that many. Oh my gosh. I think 3 is good. And let's bump it down to 4. And let's also not make it disgusting. Let's do like a green. What if we did this white and then this green? No, I like the green as the deck here. I think that's okay. And since it's gray, we'll make it gray. Yeah, that works. So let's fix this. Easy peasy. Roto drop hasn't been fixed. I've got 2 guys. Oh, he's already over there. Should have bought a park map. Maybe he wouldn't get so lost. Right, so we got that one. And that one's been done as well. Oh, I forgot to knock the station time down for that. Should be good there now, though. Did we get a completion on this? No, not yet. We're about to, though. Let's just add the QTVs. 369, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. These smaller cars are like a nice compromise, because normally it gives you options for different monorail cars, but I guess this one's just limiting you to the small one. But the large one, there's a more modern, like again, like a Disney World looking sleek monorail car, and that can fit 5 or 10 passengers per car, whereas these only fit 4, obviously. And then there's another one that I don't think anyone uses, which is more like a retro-looking car, like a retro-futuristic-looking car. And I think that fits about the same amount of people, but it's a little bit wider or longer, I guess, so it doesn't fit as many cars per train. And this one, I think, technically still counts as a covered ride because of like the tarp on top. So people will still ride it in the rain, which is good. It's always important to make the monorails actually exciting, even though there's not really too much that you can do about it, because they don't have like special elements exactly. But the guests don't have the intelligence to ride them as transport rides, they just ride them as rides. So, you know, they don't have the wherewithal to understand that they're getting taken from one part of the park to the next. They just ride it because, oh man, they thought it was great. Real exciting here. So, you always got to make sure that they're not bored with it, or else they won't take it at all, and then your transport idea is essentially dead because your guests are too stupid to use it. And a steeplechase. I don't like that idea. Do some more promotion here. Another park campaign, 4 weeks this time. We are running out of money. We're still not really turning a profit, and that's mostly because the park admission price, these scenarios tend to be harder to generate guest revenue, because you're pretty much about to hit $3,000 here by August year 2, whereas if, say, you were playing a scenario where all the rides were charging instead of vice versa, like it is here, you'd probably be at about 4,000 to 5,000 for ride tickets here, where there's no thing, because obviously they don't charge. But yeah, you'd be making hand over fist with ride tickets, especially with all the coasters here, because coasters can easily make about 15,000 an hour in profit. Which kind of really speaks to it, because just with an on-ride photo, you're making 5,000 an hour per profit. So, what next? What next? I don't really have any more thrill rides, so let's change that. Let's get some thrill rides. So I don't want to build another steeplechase, because the steeplechase is this. It's the Jousting Nights coaster, but without the theming. Let's make our guests puke. Let's do a spinning wild mouse. And we'll build it back here. What am I doing? Yeah, we got plenty of room to build back here. Prime real estate. Control toggle. Oh, I think that prevents it from spinning. It's been a while since I've had to actually voluntarily build one of these coasters. Let's see.
buy anything.
Oh, I can't believe this guy didn't clean up the rest of the throw-up. He didn't go the way I thought he was going to go. That's a shame. They never do. The IQ for the handyman is just about as illustrious as the one of the actual guests. See if I can duck around this little corner here. I like the look of that. And we'll just kind of level things off there. I don't want it to get too crazy, because then you really start having to worry about nausea. That being said, though, I do want it to go a little bit fast, because the slowest part of the ride is always the chain lift, so... You see, the cars actually spin, so... You can understand how the nausea rating is kind of insane for this one. But yep, passed the test. Alright. Obviously, we will be building a first aid room here. Plus, in general, this seems to be kind of throw-up row over here, so... Figure it can't hurt. How's the campaigning coming? Pretty good, pretty good. See, advertising campaign for... I don't know, the Oak Barrel ride. That sounds good. And we'll do some half-price entry again. We'll do 6 weeks this time, because it's only $300. We can afford that right now. Hey, cool, the nausea rating was actually pretty low. That's what I like. You can see some of the other examples here, 590, 540, and 540. So, did I even get 5 at all? Kind of impressive. And plus, this is more of a, even though obviously the intensity rating is 6.5, I feel like this is one of the more relaxing kind of coasters, I guess. There's not too much going on. I wanted to leave this here just so I could at least build this. Perfect spot for it. Brrr. Oh, now we're talking. A launched free fall? Nice, nice, nice. So, oh wow, that filled up already for the queue. Okay. Bump that down to 5. Add a TV. And a bench. And give me 1 second. I'm almost done. These things are sort of you get some laughs. Alright, so I guess pace-wise, we're not quite going to hit the goal of this year. But that's okay. Honestly, 750 people per year in just 2 years. That is kind of a lofty goal to meet. So, let's see. Let's get that launch free fall built. Where's a good place? Where's a good place? That's a good place. Actually kind of blends in. Gray. The important thing we want to watch is the launch speed here. One more. Oh yeah, just enough. So we'll let that test again. So I modified the speed of it mid-test there, or mid-launch rather. Yeah, seems about right. Change the purple to brown. We'll throw in a TV just in case. I mean, it's only 8 seconds, but it only takes 8 people. So the line could be a little bit longer for it. It's not like the Roto Drop where it takes 16 people at a time, so. I think we'll stay with $30 right now. Still think that's a good entrance fee. Not too high, not too low. And it looks like we are making a good bit of money. All that marketing paying off. Just basically got the half-price campaign going on right now for the park entry fee. Another thrill ride coming just before the end of the year here. We'll see what that one ends up being. I may build a little maze, maybe a Cheshire Cat's ride, depending on what this... Oh, it's a twist. What a twist! Actually, legit wasn't expecting a twist. Normally that's a ride that's like a default for any park. But I guess because it's not themed, they wanted to wait to add it a little bit later on. But twists are good. They don't make a lot of money normally, but you can fit a lot of guests on them, which is always good. We'll probably fit it in this area over here. I feel like we've kind of neglected the main spot over here for a little bit. Bump that up while it's raining. I think we can afford another park campaign, 3 weeks. I didn't even remember there was a waterfall here. Speed it up so we can just build it. There we go. Yeah, I can't build it there because the pathways won't be able to extend out. Yeah, let's do this. Let's build it here. So I've got the perfect idea. Build it through that way. Pop a little thing of scenery down. I can change the colors. Let's do gray and gray. Perfect. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's okay. Actually, well, no, it's like kind of too dark. Okay, I like that. There we go. Alright, 1300. Climbing quicker and quicker. Is that a, oh, hang on. Gotta do that first, obviously. Is that like a thing of debris here? It was not. Oh, yeah, it was. Okay. I thought my eyes weren't deceiving me. Get some cleanup here. Gauge my guest interest. What do they want? What's on their mind? They really need to go to the bathroom. Don't we all? Oh yeah, now they even more have to go to the bathroom. Where at? Mostly in the food court area. Pretty much mostly in the food court area. That's understandable. I think the only bathroom is right next to the trebuchet ride, and we've had almost 900 people there. So we'll build one more. Let's just put it right there, I guess. Yeah, I think that's going to alleviate the big issue. How can you tell? Where's the entrance to the hut? 'Cause I can't tell. Huh, I guess that looks good. think I got it figured out. I'm not sure. Yep, that looks good. A balloon stall. Oh, man. That's really going to be a hit. Yeah, we'll just stick to gentle rides, I guess. Huh, actually stays above. That's useful. Kind of follow the same idea that I had for the monorail here, where it's just kind of trace the pathway here. Not terribly certain this will be any more exciting than my vintage car ride, but at this point I'm kind of really not trying to build them to be exciting. I'm just trying to build them so I can get to my guest goal. Everything else is looking pretty solid here. Not having to do too much puke cleanup or anything. I got an award, the most beautiful park in the country. Well, gee willikers. Glad y'all think so. It's an honor just to be nominated. As a reward from my guests. I shall build them a balloon stall. Let's build it there. So I was going to put some scenery there, but I thought, you know what's even better? A balloon alcove. Let's bump that up to about $1.10. That's usually a pretty good number. And we're back to making hand over fist again with all this advertising. It really does go a long way. I don't use advertising often enough. Speaking of, it's time for another roller coaster. Okay. We're in the home stretch here, people. Do I have room for this? I might want to just plop this down. I'm not against it. I just don't think I've got the space for it currently. No, I don't think I do. Oh, well. 12298. Interesting. I don't know what I would be getting rid of then. 226. I think it's because it is taking out the scenery for like the tower wall. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I'd also have to take out a gigantic loan for it. Even still, $9,000 is a lot for that. No. What's the one I'm getting? Let's fast forward a little bit. A reverser roller coaster. I can actually work with that. Let's super speed this up because I want to get there. I want to make it happen. Alright. What was the other one that came out? The trebuchet broke down. Hey, those things happen. Again, save. More so, not because I don't know how the coaster's going to turn out, but because we might actually hit the goal before then. I'm not 100% sure. But I'd rather err on the side of caution. I don't want to be in the middle of building this thing and then have the moment kind of ruined because I wasn't focusing on it. No on-ride photos on these either, but these, obviously the namesake of them, do come with special reverser track elements, which will basically split the car in two and then reunite it at the end of the track piece here in the reversed direction. So that's like a cool little trick that it can do. And obviously I'll show you how that's done once we get to the end point here and we test it. Ooh, we're just about to hit it. 1489, 1490. Very, very exciting, everyone. 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. 94. Yeah, I think we're going to hit it just as the results of this thing come out. Oh. Oh my. Oh my. Here we go, gentlemen. And other distinguished guests. Who's it going to be? Olive J. You are our 1500th guest. Congratulations. That was it. We did it, everyone. It only took until May 11th of year 3. Congratulations, Olive. Your name into scenario chart. Don't mind if I do. Drogus Limburger it is. Etched into the history books. That's it, boys. Hope you had your nostalgia fix for today. Oh, everyone dropped their balloons in celebration and I didn't pop them all. What a shame. Let's check if this ride's even good, first of all. It made it through. Before we part ways. Probably in the high 4s, low 5s. Yeah, that's about right. Not too shabby, not too shabby. I did promise a little reverser action though, so nice. Nice. Alright guys, thanks for watching my stream. Thanks for sticking around with me. Appreciate you guys as always. Hopefully, now that I think I have gotten all of the streaming issues out of the way with this game, hopefully I'll be able to stream some more in the near future, and I hope you guys are able to join me for that as well. Appreciate you guys sticking around again or watching if you're doing this later on Facebook. Hope you guys have a good one.